Mercury has been retrograde since April 21st, bringing some glitches, some difficulty moving forward, perhaps some communication issues. And today, Mercury is stationing direct. Later today, tonight, depends on your time zone. Could be early tomorrow morning if you're in Europe. Will that energy of Mercury stationing direct, changing directions to go direct, will it solve all our problems? I'm going to be talking about that today. Thanks for being here. I am Marina Orms, here with your Astro Vibe for May 14th. And we are on the day that Mercury is stationing to go from retrograde to direct. So when Mercury stations, it slows down, it hovers on a point, and then it's very slowly begins to move the other direction, which in this case is direct or forward. And it moves very slowly, picking up speed as time goes on, and then eventually moving beyond the degrees that it has been reviewing since it went retrograde on April 21st. So we have a period where things still move slowly. We don't experience, sudden or quick resolution of whatever's been going wrong, but it might start to slowly come into place. So this particular Mercury retrograde period coincided with eclipse season. So we also had on April 19th a Aries new moon and solar eclipse at very, very late Aries. And so it's second new moon in Aries in a row. So we've had a lot of Aries energy going on for the last 2 months. Aries is the energy of movement, of action, of being proactive, finding your courage, warrior energy. So the energy of decisiveness, of action, of being direct and spontaneous. And in that Aries energy, we have the desire, the drive, the will to move forward, to try things, to take risks. And with Mercury retrograde, we, of course, have things that kind of go ka-clunk, ka-clunk, ka-clunk when we try to go forward. And it's not smooth. It's not necessarily moving easily. So there are some glitches in the way. And then we had, after that second Aries new moon on April 19th, which was a solar eclipse, we had an intense lunar eclipse on May 5th in Scorpio, with the moon in Scorpio. So the Taurus energy, the Scorpio energy, the energy of Uranus in Taurus, bringing shift, shakeup, change, unexpected developments, instability. And with that energy of the moon in Scorpio and the full moon lunar eclipse, the energy of Scorpio bringing transformation, bringing a potent energy of accessing a deeper truth, of going through a transformative process. Think birth process, right? Think squeezing through a small hole. Has anyone felt that way in recent weeks? And then, of course, we've also had Pluto, which is the ruler of Scorpio, modern ruler of Scorpio, Pluto in very early Aquarius as it's dipping its toes in Aquarius, and then stationed retrograde. So that energy of Pluto being the planet of depth, of power, of passion, of transformation, of bringing what has been in the shadow to light, to be seen, to be transformed, to be transmuted. And so that energy of Pluto in Aquarius, which is also about shakeup, change, instability, unexpected developments. And so this moon cycle has had a lot of that energy of push forward, take action, move, and also things are not as they seem. Things are not as we expected them to be. Things are shifting. Things are changing. We don't know yet what the future will bring. We get glimpses of that future. And we also have this opportunity to bring in new possibility. So think of Aquarius as like that energy of opening the window and getting a breath of fresh air. So it's clearing out old ways of thinking, old ways of being, and it's bringing in new possibilities that perhaps haven't even crossed our mind before. So so unconsidered possibilities, new ideas, inspiration, epiphanies, right? The aha moments that are possible, like that lightning bolt of insight. So Aquarian energy can help us access that. And Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. We had the moon going through Aquarius a couple of days ago. So we've had that energy of change with us this moon cycle, the energy of Pluto ruling that Scorpio lunar eclipse, Pluto in Aquarius going retrograde, taking us back over where we've been, degrees where we have already some territory, some ground we've already covered. So Pluto, that planet of power and truth and transformation going retrograde, takes us on a journey to the underworld. And I did a video on the topic of Pluto going retrograde last Sunday. So definitely check that out if you missed it. Today, with the Mercury station, we have this opening of some possibilities of resolution of some of the things that have been shifting, that have been shaking up, that have been bringing in the new, taking out the old, kind of jarring in us and taking us out of our comfort zones. So the way that an earthquake comes in, right, it takes down your structures. It says, okay, overnight, things are going to change. And on the downside, right, that energy of earthquakes, of lightning bolts, which is the energy of Uranus in Taurus, bringing change to our routines, to our sense of normalcy, which is Pluto in Aquarius, bringing in that energy of the sudden change. When you have that type of energy, on the one hand, it can take away, right? It can be disruptive. It can be shocking. It can be traumatic. It can be really hard to lose things suddenly because you don't have time to prepare. You don't have time to manage your self the way, right? Like maybe you have some regular self-care routines that you use to manage stress, trauma, feelings when they come up. Some of that might have been disturbed in recent weeks, like your own ability to manage things according to your normal routines, your normal ways of dealing with things, in part because of this shakeup energy. So this, it can feel destabilizing. So that's the downside. But on the positive side, it also is opening us. It is reminding us that there are solutions that we have not considered yet. So just the same way we can have things taken away, we can have new ideas, new possibilities, new solutions suddenly appear. And that is the amazing energy that the energy of Uranus, the energy of Aquarius, the energy of this shake-up, change, destabilizing, thinking about the future, thinking about new possibilities, and getting outside the box energy. So we have that opening, even while we might be trying to manage some destabilizing experiences, thoughts, feelings, etc., right? It could be coming up in the area of feelings with the Scorpio eclipse that was a couple weeks ago now. So the energy of well, not quite a couple weeks ago, May 5th. Anyway, the energy of how that the might show up in terms of destabilizing or taking you off center could come up in the area of feelings, of emotional experiences, and that energy of Scorpio that takes us into the deeper place of mystery and feelings and energy and how we manage our energy. So in other words, some chances are, so we might feel a little destabilized. We might feel off kilter, off center, not able to regroup, reground ourselves in the normal ways that we do. But on the other hand, there's also this door opening to seeing how to be more stable in a longer term, more sustainable way. So notice what is coming in as you might feel like the absence of things that normally make you feel normal. So the loss of the normal also means the influx of new possibility, the influx of solutions that take you to a new level of possibility. So sometimes technology comes along, right, and solves problems that we've had for eons. And now we have new technology that makes things that were really, really hard suddenly very easy. I'm not saying technology is always good. It's certainly, you know, a double-edged sword in so many ways, but it's definitely true that technology can come in and simplify or make things work more quickly. So, you know, the way that the printing press, right, allowed more people to read the same information, the way sewing machines and cotton gins, you know, just transformed our experience of daily life, really. So, you know, just, and then in more modern times, obviously, our cell phones and our internet and our social media have transformed our experience. But the point is that sometimes there is a solution out there that we've just never had on the table before. And that's what this moon cycle is inviting us to open to and to recognize. Okay, so that is some of the glitches, of the problems, of the clunk experience that we might have been going through recently with Mercury retrograde. It's like, okay, I want this. Oh, I can't do that. I can't do that yet. That isn't working either. Okay, you know, well, I guess we have to wait, or, you know, this needs to be fixed, or those kinds of things. So that's what the Mercury retrograde period feels like. It's the hurry up and then wait because it's not ready to move yet. Hurry up because we know what we want, right? That Aries energy is fired up, it's in action, it's ready to go, and that now things aren't moving forward. So some of that will shift with Mercury's station to go direct tonight. And it'll start to shift more over time as things begin to move forward. Mercury is not the only planet that is retrograde. So we also have Pluto retrograde, and we're going to, you know, Neptune is going to go retrograde. We've got Saturn getting ready to go retrograde, and some others that will go retrograde later this year as time goes on. So it's not only Mercury that goes retrograde, but Mercury is one of those planets that really speaks to our experience of daily life and trying to manage information. And so much of our lives are based around communication and information and emails and meetings and social media and news and how information gets exchanged, conversations that we have, plans we work out with other people, right? All of that it can make it feel like things are not moving forward, because in that area they're not moving forward. So again, other planets can go retrograde, and Pluto is currently retrograde still. So now Pluto is about the bigger picture. It's about a deeper place of truth that is going through its review process. So we're not moving forward in terms of our soul's needs, our experience of accessing truth and transformation goes inward. It becomes an inward process of review and reflection about where we're at with, kind of the bigger picture of our lives and our truth, and what's powerful and important and meaningful to us. So that's what Pluto retrograde is doing. And then Mercury retrograde is like the day-to-day, all the squirrels running around. And so the squirrels are having a hard time getting from point A to point B. And that is what we feel on a daily basis, which is probably why Mercury retrograde is, such a popular mainstream, it's more, there's more mainstream awareness of Mercury retrograde when it happens. So, okay, so as Mercury stations tonight, it slows down. When that happens, we tend to get sort of some heightened Mercury energy in the air. So today and tomorrow we have that station. We'll have some heightened Mercury energy, meaning that issues of communication, of information, of how information is being shared, exchanged, learned, offered, received, all of that. And so there might be something coming up around communication, around the exchange of information. And you might be noticing either communication getting stuck, or communication just coming up as something that needs to be addressed. And either way, slowly that gets worked out, and then Mercury goes direct. And again, it's going to move really slowly at first. So at first we won't see big changes, but over time things will start to, it's like the flow will start to move a little more easily again. And so related to this recent moon cycle and what is coming up with our next new moon in Taurus, and completing this Aries moon cycle, is that we are wrapping up these themes of what does it mean to take action? What does it mean to move in the world? How do we need to find our courage and try new things, put ourselves out there, discover who we are and what we're capable of. That all of that is kind of being completed, reaching some point of resolution, and as we head toward the next new moon. So we're in that final quarter of the moon cycle, past the third quarter square, heading to the next new moon. That is a time of integration, of processing, and really of letting go of where we have been, what we've been doing. So what needs completion about what you've been working on? Where is it getting resolved? Where are there some loose ends that need to be tied up, some communications that need to take place, some gaps that need to be closed, right? So those are the kinds of things we're thinking about during this Mercury station, and heading into the next new moon. So as we get closer and closer to that new moon, which the new moon is a time of, it's the dark moon, it's a time of mystery, it's a time of sort of dissolving and letting go of form, of manifestation, of the things we've been working on, the things we've been noticing, discovering, working with, and learning about. And so we move forward in the world as the moon goes from new to full, right? It's building in light and fullness. And as we move through that half of the cycle where it's growing each night, we experience how form is showing up in the world, how we can contribute to the way that that form appears, the manifestations. And so that's why setting intention is so important, because we want to be consciously manifesting the things we want rather than unconsciously manifesting the things we don't want through, our fears, our reactivity, our unconscious ways of being. And so the more we can choose consciously to align with the power of being a force of creativity that, is who we are as human beings, the more we can align with that, the more we can create positive results. And whatever results we're creating, something will be revealed around the full moon, and then that gets gradually released and integrated as the moon gets smaller every night, heading toward new again. And so as we're reaching this completion, this ending of the Aries eclipse moon cycle, we're completing some themes. So integration, processing, implementation, putting things into new ways of being. It could be new thoughts, updates to our beliefs, what it is we believe and invest in and have faith in, opportunities to shift into a bigger picture of, optimism, hope for the future, belief in possibility. And so opening to some of those possibilities because they're there. We just have to let them in. And then also, so integrating, implementing, and integrating things into our ways of thinking, our behaviors, our routines, our patterns. So it's not a, sudden overnight shift, but with each moon cycle, we have this opportunity to slowly shift our habits, our patterns, our routines, to step up our game so that we are continually evolving into being the powerful beings that we are here to be, and creating the kind of life we want to be in, right? So creating for ourselves the things we want, the healthy lives, healthy bodies, the ability to experience joy and abundance and freedom and all these amazing positive qualities. So that's whatever you are learning during this moon cycle that helps you understand yourself better, that helps you shift your thinking, that helps you step into new ways of being, even if it's small, even if it's subtle, even if it's just a desire to bring some change into your life. That desire can be an amazing baby step. And so noticing what it is you want. Why is that important to you? What does it feel like when you have the things you want? Or even if nothing else, getting clear about what you don't want. Oh, I didn't like the way that felt. That was icky. Let's not do that again. So how can you choose a belief that lets you move into how things could be rather than what you're afraid they're going to be? Because by definition, the future hasn't happened yet. So we can literally impact the future through our thoughts. And when we focus on what we're afraid will happen, we are aligning with what we're afraid will happen, right? We're more likely to have that experience. Whereas when we are aligning with what we imagine is possible, what we're willing to expand into, then we're aligning with creating the influx of new possibilities, of creative solutions, of thinking outside the box in ways that brings these wonderful qualities of joy and freedom and abundance and all the things that we want to our lives. So in summary, with Mercury stationing direct tonight, We have some heightened energy of information processing, of communication. Themes may be coming up of issues around communication, of loose ends or gaps that need to be filled in, tied up, completed, bridged. So as you bring some completion to any communication issues that may be coming up, you are facilitating this process of stepping into new ways of being, letting things be completed, resolved, and letting any problems, glitches, issues to drift on, right, become a thing of the past as they are meant to do, and to step into the future, new possibilities, and what you want as things begin to move forward. So putting your positive intention, don't dwell on anything that got screwed up or didn't go right, or maybe feel self-conscious about that happened in the last few weeks. Let it go, because tomorrow's a new day. We have a new possibility to embrace change in a wonderful and positive way. And then things will start to slowly move forward as we step into the Mercury moving forward, and things begin to find their way of resolving, and the glitches can start to melt away. It doesn't mean we'll never have glitches again, but we can put a little bit more energy and expectation into some forward movement, and the ability to gather information and have communication move where it's supposed to be going. All right. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Marina Orms. You can learn more about me at astrologyheals.com. I have been doing these videos every day since I think it was June 5th of 2022. So we're coming up on the anniversary of one video a year, and we'll do something to celebrate. That'll be fun. But in the meantime, you can check out my offerings at astrologyheals.com. I have mini readings. Get insight into your own chart. It's a great way to see how astrology can inform your life and your self-care and help you support yourself, right? In trusting who you are and what you're becoming, all your creative gifts. So mini readings at astrologyheals.com. And of course, the videos here are free and available every day. I will be here tomorrow with more, and there are tons of videos already posted here on this channel for you to review. So check out any topics you may have missed. Some are big picture, right, about the outer planets and what's happening, sort of where we are in history and things like that. And some of them are more on the day-to-day and how to support yourself and your self-care on a daily basis. So the astrology here is for unshakable self-care, and for you to take care of yourself so that you can be the best person and the most powerful and creative person that you are here to be, so you can create the life that you love and thrive and be a force for good in the world, which we need. This world needs us to all be our best force for good. So thanks for being here, and I will see you next time. Thank you for subscribing. Your subscription really helps, and so hit that button if you haven't already. And thanks for being here. I will see you next time. Bye for now.